Smells low-key funky in here, bro. I don't know if it's the weed or what it is. But anyways, I decided to give a quick review on this car after owning it for about 3.5 years, something like that. You know, just talk about some of the shit I had to do and just apologies. Talk about some of the shit I had to do in terms of keeping it running and maintenance and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go look for a quiet location where I could shoot this, and hopefully where y'all can hear me without cars and motorcycles driving by. So I found this little park out here, and I'm pretty sure I could get this done before the sun goes down. And it's pretty quiet out here. If you don't have any problems. The car in question is a 350 Benz Mercedes, sorry, and it is the very baby edition of it, right? The V8, not the Fanatic or anything like that, and it's pretty much stock, as you can see. Well, aside from the wheels and the blacked out window trims and side skirts. What is my side skirts, man? What are these? Yeah, these things, man. Whatever they're called. Side panel chrome accents. So I'm gonna sit down and knock this one out real quick, man. The whole point of this video is to talk about some of the things I've had to do in the 3 years of ownership of this car, and talk about, you know, my experiences driving the car, because I'm pretty sure there's still people out there that are looking to get something similar or something like this. So if you were in the market for one of these, I don't know, you might find this helpful, you might find it beneficial. I just wanted to, you know, throw my 2 cents out there, talk about my experiences. In terms of quality, I can't complain, man. It's been okay, and I drive, you know, like actually drive. So I would say it's been fairly reliable. It's been fairly, you know, consistent. I haven't had any problems whatsoever. I've had to change the battery one time, and of course I had to get tires, and when I got the tires I got the wheels too. These are Rotiform KPS's, and of course I had to get them in black because you know how the red and the black complement each other. But I'll talk about the wheels and some of the other stuff I had to do to the car to have it stand out. But this video is mostly a consumer report or consumer review, whatever you want to call it, and about some of the stuff I've had to do to the car to keep it running, and you know, little things like that. So the first thing I would say is regular oil changes. I drive a lot, so I've had to do a shitload of oil changes. I got this car 3 years ago with, I want to say about 32,000 miles, and now it's pushing 94. So you could do the math on that. Aside from the oil changes, I've had to replace the tires. I got the wheels and the tires when I did that, and I've had to replace the spark plug. So spark plugs, oil changes, and set of tires and brakes, sorry. Okay, so like I was saying, I actually do all that stuff myself aside from the oil changes. I just make sure I buy the oil and buy the filter and take it to one of them drive-through quick oil change places, and you know, they just get it done. I remember when I first got the car, I took it to the dealership to get the oil change, and they wanted like 3-4 bills for that, and you know, it just didn't make sense. It didn't sit right with me, so I decided to go find somewhere else to do it. When I had to do the spark plugs, guess how much they wanted for that at the dealership? $1,200, a big bag. So I decided to come back home and tackle it myself. I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't easy, because you would think, you know, like a conventional V6 engine, you know, you got 3 spark plugs on the right and 3 spark plugs on the left. It'll be pretty easy. Take out a few things and you know, you could get to it. But on this car, I believe they started it on this model, the M276 is what it's called, the motor in the car is called. They got things way overly complicated. Like you had to take out a whole lot just to get to the spark plugs. When I mean a whole lot, the whole intake manifold, the whole thing had to come out just to get to it. It took me about 6 hours, but I was careful enough to take my time and not snap anything, and I was able to get it done. And the battery was about $400 of, well, about $370 something, just call it 400. So aside from the battery, the spark plugs, frequent oil changes, brakes and tires, in the past 3.5 years I haven't had to do anything to this car. And I wake up every morning and see this button right here, I hit it one time and it turns on. So I'm gonna say I'm pretty pleased with it. I've had a few issues, not maintenance wise, but just in terms of quality. Like, I'm about to show y'all all of the things that are going bad and some of the things I expect to go bad soon. But aside from that, you know, it's been pretty cool. Well, the first thing I'm going to talk about is these. You can see this is starting to peel off a little bit, but I mean, you can't really fault that. It's a 5-year-old car at this point, so it's not too bad if you ask me. The windows, the back ones are not power. I mean, they're power to go down, but they're not power to go up. So to take them up, you actually have to hold. God damn it, my coordination is all jacked up right now. To take them up, you actually have to hold them. The two front ones obviously are power. You know, you hit them one time, they go down easy. You hit them back up and they come back up. You hear that sound? That's what I was talking about when I said things I expect to go bad. I think this regulator is on its way out. Somebody just pulled in, they're probably wondering what I'm doing, but yeah, I'll go ahead and mind your business. Yeah, if you listen, you can hear that weird sound as the window goes up and down. So I think this regulator is on its way out. Whenever it goes out, we'll probably have to take care of that, because I ain't taking this to no dealership or no mechanic to have it fix it. These buttons are starting to wear a little bit, but again, like I said, you know, it's a 5-year-old car, and I don't expect it to remain brand new, to stay brand new. This right here, I have seen this on every used E350. It doesn't matter if it's a coupe or a sedan or, you know, whatever it is, but they always wear here. It's just, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So if you're thinking about getting one of these used, expect that. What else? Oh, of course. See what I did over there? Yeah, I had to take those out so the sound doesn't, so the audio doesn't sound like shit, because for some reason with the sun visor in the back, the way they had it designed, I don't know, it just, whenever you play a song that has some bass in it or some kind of like, you know, like kick to it, it just makes it sound like shit. So this is actually what I had to do to rectify that problem. I just took the whole damn cover off, man. I couldn't deal with it. So this cover is actually what covers up those speakers. And trust me, it's like a day and night difference in terms of sound quality. I know I gotta fix that rattling thing, but yeah. It's like a day and night difference in terms of quality. Like you're able to enjoy the music a lot more. Most people wouldn't mind, but for somebody like me, I listen to music. I actually pay attention to the instruments and all the shit going on in the background. So it was a big deal for me. Yeah, it was either find a quick way to fix it or drop a big bag and get a proper audio system installed in it, so you don't have to deal with that. I've seen forums online where people actually, you know, like get that fixed by installing a better sub, which I think the car needs, but it's not really necessary. I mean, the sub in this is still okay, but with that thing in there, the cover I just showed you, it makes it sound horrible. I mean, it's unfortunate. I shouldn't say this, but I've been in older Mercedes model cars, the CLA, and even an older E, an older C, and they don't sound as bad as this one. For some reason, I think it has something to, like I said, I think it has something to do with the sun visor at the back. But yeah, it's a no bueno. It's bad, you know, just take it from me, bro. Aside from the speaker sound, the cover for the speakers I just talked about, there isn't really much else I would say I have a problem with. Well, if you're 6'4", if you're about my height, best believe it, there ain't nobody sitting behind you. That's guaranteed. Let me show you what I mean for sure. So this is my driving position, just to be comfortable, and you can see how much leg room you have. Maybe some DVDs, you know. But with this completely retracted in my driving position, you can't. There's nobody sitting back here. So I'm guessing if you're getting this car, you aren't worried about, you know, having people in the back of your seat. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. Aside from the thing I just talked about, the speaker covers I just talked about, I don't really think I have any more concerns really. Oh, since we're talking about sounds, there's also a ticking sound that's peculiar to this motor, the M276 again, and I believe that it has something to do with the direct injection. That's why you hear that tick, 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 tick. I don't know if you listen, you could probably hear it. But yeah, man, that shit drives me crazy. But there's nothing you can do about it. All of them tick the same exact way. You know, when I first got the car, I was really worried about it. So I did some research and I, you know, talked to some people at the dealership, and they were like, yeah, you know, all of them make that same sound. So you just gotta live with it. It's just, you know, one of those things. So aside from the ticking sound that's coming from the hood, and aside from the rattling sound that's coming from behind my ears over there, I really don't have any more qualms. You know, everything's plush, I would say. At least for now. But yeah, nope, I lied. Obviously this is an automatic, right? You know, reverse, neutral, and drive and park and all that. And then you got these little buttons here for when you want to switch it between modes: sports, eco, and manual mode. When you're in manual, you use the paddle shifters, of course, you know, switch down, change gears down and change gears up. But the transmission on this is extremely, when I mean extremely, turtle slow. When you flick it, the car, it takes about 1.5 seconds, or about, I don't want to say 2 seconds, about 1.5 seconds before it actually switches in the gear. I'm going to go on a little drive right now and explain what I mean. And that drives me crazy, because sometimes I'm in traffic and I'm trying to, you know, like wiggle my way through, and say the car is in 5th or 6th and I step on the gas and nothing happens. So what I usually do is I pre-select what gear I want to be in. Pre-select the gear, so when you step on the gas, everything happens instantly. So I'm in 1st right now. See that? It's telling me to shift up, and I just did. But did you notice the lag in there? It's telling me to go up to 3rd. I'm gonna flick it, and now it goes 4th. Flick it, and now it goes. Same thing when you're coming back down. I just flicked it, but it didn't register until, you know, a few seconds later. I'm back in 1st. Flick, and you see that lag? Flick. We got speed limits around here, so you gotta be careful. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. You know, it's not too bad. Popo right there, player. So like I was saying, it's not too bad, but yeah, that's just one of the things to be aware of. And with that being said and done, that's gonna be the end of this video.